The energy in the room was thick, like the calm before a hurricane. The friends had gathered for what was supposed to be a chill night, but everyone could feel it coming. Something was about to blow up. Carly walked in, her eyes sharp and tense. The way she moved made it clear she wasn't here to play nice. Carly had been holding back for weeks. Rumors swirled around the group, whispers about betrayals, shady business deals, and relationship drama. But tonight, she was done, sitting silent. She had some truths to drop, and she was ready to shake this entire friend group to its core. The first person she confronted was Bambi. Carly and Bambi's friendship had been complicated for months, sometimes close, sometimes distant, but always with an undercurrent of tension. Tonight, that tension broke the surface like a volcano ready to erupt. Bambi was casually chatting with Sierra and Ashley when Carly cut across the room and stood right in front of her. "We need to talk." "Now," Carly said, her voice cold and sharp. Bambi looked up, surprised but trying to stay calm. "What's up?" "You've been doing deals behind my back, sneaking around, making moves like I don't exist. That's betrayal." Bambi blinked, her expression unreadable. "Carly, that's not true. You're twisting things." "Oh, am I?" Carly snapped, pulling out her phone and waving it like a weapon. "I have proof, Bambi. You crashed the gate at Jessica's place, the one I pay for. And you expect me to just let it slide?" The room grew silent as Carly's accusation hung in the air. Everyone looked between the two women, sensing the storm brewing. Bambi's face tightened. "I didn't mean for that to happen. It was an accident. But you want to act like I'm the enemy? Please." "You are the enemy when you're out here scheming behind my back." Carly took a step closer, voice rising. "And don't think I don't know you've been trying to get involved with my ex." The mention of the ex was like gasoline on fire. Bambi's eyes flashed with anger. "You're crazy if you think I'm trying to get with him." "Problem, not mine." Carly laughed bitterly. "Crazy! Look who's talking. You and your weird little games. It's disgusting." The tension exploded as Carly suddenly hurled her phone across the room. It smashed against the wall, shards scattering everywhere. Gasps echoed through the room. The friends stared, shocked and unsure whether to step in or watch the drama unfold. Ashley broke the silence. "Yo, Carly, calm down. You're not going to solve anything by throwing phones." But Carly wasn't done. She took a deep breath, eyes burning with intensity. "I'm done with the lies and fake smiles. We're here now, and everyone's going to know what's really been going on." Turning to the group, she dropped a bombshell. "Bambi, you're not just messing with me. You've been working with people who want to bring me down. People I trusted." Murmurs rippled around the room. The friend group looked at each other, stunned. The drama wasn't just personal anymore. It was business, loyalty, and betrayal, all wrapped into one explosive mess. Sierra stepped forward, trying to mediate. "Carly, let's just talk this through. We don't need to make it worse." But Carly shook her head. "No, it's too late for that. People have been talking behind my back for too long." Ashley nodded toward Sierra. "She's right. Gotta clear the air, but we gotta do it without violence." Carly's expression hardened. "Easy for you to say, Ashley. You're not the one dealing with betrayal." The group's attention shifted as Sierra quietly pulled Ashley aside, whispering about how the tension was too high. Meanwhile, Carly's accusations started to unravel deeper issues. She revealed that Bambi had secretly been involved with a mutual friend's ex, a revelation that shocked everyone. Suddenly, past arguments made new sense. Old wounds reopened as everyone started questioning loyalties. "I don't even know who I can trust anymore," Carly said bitterly. "This friend group, it's a war zone." The night spiraled from tense to chaotic as more truth spilled out. Carly brought up texts, phone calls, and secret meetings, all pointing to a web of lies and betrayal. The group's dynamic shifted. Rapidly, alliances breaking apart in front of their eyes. Suddenly, the conversation moved to relationships. Carly accused another friend, Ashley, of inappropriate behavior with her ex, a claim that ignited a heated exchange. "You're lying." Ashley shouted, "I never did anything with your ex. You're just trying to tear me down." But Carly wasn't backing down. "Oh, I have proof," she said, pulling out screenshots from her phone. "You gave him a hotel room key. What's up with that?" The room was electric with tension. Friends took sides, voices raised, and accusations flew faster than anyone could keep track. "It's ridiculous," Sierra said, trying to calm everyone. "We're supposed to be friends, not enemies tearing each other apart." Carly's anger was unrelenting. "Friends, you don't know what friendship means if you're siding with people who stab you in the back." The fight escalated with insults, threats, and heated exchanges. At one point, Carly shouted at Ashley, "You're a liar and a stalker." Ashley snapped back, "I'm not the crazy one here." Suddenly, the room exploded into chaos again. Phones were grabbed, voices yelled over one another, and the night turned into an all-out verbal brawl. Throughout the chaos, Carly remained the eye of the storm, furious, passionate, and unyielding. She made it clear she was no longer willing to tolerate the lies and betrayals. Her friends, once close, were now enemies. And the damage seemed irreparable. As the argument reached a fever pitch, Sierra tried to step in one last time. "Enough. We need to figure this out before it gets worse." But Carly was done listening. She stormed out of the room, leaving a shattered group behind as the door slammed. The group was left in stunned silence, the weight of what just happened hanging heavy in the air. The war zone was real, and it was far from over. The night after, Carly stormed out. The group was still reeling from the chaos she'd unleashed. The room was heavy with tension, the silence louder than any argument. What had been a tight-knit crew was now splintering. And everyone could feel the fractures growing wider. Sierra, Ashley, and Bambi gathered in the living room, trying to piece together what just happened. But instead of clarity, there was confusion, and more questions than answers. Ashley paced, rubbing her temples. "I don't even know what to believe anymore." Carly's dropping all these accusations, but who's really telling the truth? Sierra sighed. "It's hard to say. But one thing's clear. This isn't just petty drama anymore. It's personal. It's dangerous." Bambi nodded slowly. "Yeah, Carly's pissed, no doubt. But I swear, I didn't do half the stuff she's accusing me of." "Then what's really going on?" Ashley asked sharply. "Why is Carly so set on destroying everyone around her?" The answer came from an unexpected source. As they talked, Sierra's phone buzzed. It was a message from an anonymous number. "You want the truth? Meet me at the old studio alone." The three friends exchanged uneasy glances. The message was cryptic, but the implication was clear. Someone had more to reveal, and it wasn't going to be pretty. Against their better judgment, they decided to go. They knew Carly was stirring the pot. But maybe there was a deeper layer to this war zone that none of them had seen. Meanwhile, Carly sat alone in her apartment, replaying every moment of the confrontation. Her heart still pounded with adrenaline, but beneath the fury was something else: hurt. Hurt from feeling betrayed by people once called friends. Her phone lit up with texts from people she barely recognized anymore. Some were threats, others sad apologies. But one message stood out, a video clip labeled "The Truth." With shaking hands, Carly clicked it. The screen showed Bambi in a secret meeting with one of the mutual friends' exes, laughing and making deals behind Carly's back. It was undeniable proof. Carly's eyes narrowed. She wasn't done yet. This was just the beginning. Back at the old studio, Sierra, Ashley, and Bambi arrived cautiously. The place was dark and dusty, a relic from better days. As they stepped inside, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was Malik, a former associate, who had been loosely connected to the group but never fully trusted Malik. Sierra said, her voice wary. Malik gave a cold smile. I know what Carly's been up to. And you need to know the full story if you want to survive this war zone. He began to spill the truth, a truth nobody expected. Carly's anger wasn't just about personal betrayal. It was tied to money, power, and control over the group's music careers. Bambi and Malik had been working behind the scenes, trying to take over Carly's share of the business. They've been making moves behind your back for months, Malik said, turning to Bambi. You played your part perfectly. Bambi looked down, guilt flickering in her eyes. It wasn't supposed to get this bad. Ashley frowned. So Carly was right. This was more than just friendship drama. Malik nodded grimly. It's a full-on power grab. And if you don't act fast, Carly's going to lose everything. The room fell into silence as the weight of the revelation sank in. Meanwhile, Carly wasn't waiting around. She decided to confront Bambi one last time, but this time in a recoat. In a public place where there'd be no more secrets. She texted Bambi. We settle this tomorrow. No more games. Bambi hesitated but agreed. The next day, they met at a local cafe, the tension between them thick enough to cut with a knife. Carly didn't waste time. Why, Bambi? Why betray me like this? Bambi looked tired, defeated. I never wanted it to come to this, Carly. But Malik promised me a future, a way out of this mess. I was desperate. Carly shook her head. You destroyed everything. Our friendship, the group, the trust. But you weren't perfect either. Bambi snapped back. You've been acting like you own everyone, okay? Like no one else matters. The argument spiraled, quickly drawing the attention of nearby patrons. Voices rose, accusations flew. The war zone was no longer just between friends. It was public spectacle. Suddenly, Bambi dropped her own bombshell. You think you're the only one with secrets? You haven't even heard the worst yet. Carly's eyes narrowed. What do you mean? Bambi leaned in, voice low but fierce. There's something about Ashley, something that could change everything. Carly blinked, caught off guard. Before she could ask more, Bambi left, disappearing into the crowd. Later that evening, Carly called Ashley. Her voice was cold. What's going on between you and Malik? And why haven't you been honest with me? Ashley hesitated, but then confessed. Malik and we were involved, but I never wanted to hurt you. Carly's heart twisted with betrayal again. How? Could you were my friend, Ashley tried to explain. I didn't want this war zone either, but once Malik got involved, it was too late to stop. The call ended with more questions than answers. And Carly realized the battlefield was bigger and more dangerous than she'd imagined. Back at the group's house, Sierra tried to hold things together. She knew that without unity, they'd all lose. But the wounds were deep. We have to find a way to fix this, she said. Before everyone turns on each other completely. The group agreed to meet the next day for a serious talk, a chance to air grievances and maybe, just maybe, start healing. But no one was naive. They all knew the war zone was far from over. Secrets still lurked in the shadows, ready to explode. And Carly. She was ready for whatever came next because she wasn't just fighting friends. She was fighting for survival. The tension in the room was thick, suffocating almost. Ali, Sierra, Ashley, and Bambi sat across from each other in the spacious living room, their eyes tired but sharp. Their bodies rigid with the weight of the conflicts that had splintered their once tight group. The air was charged, a mixture of anger, betrayal, and the desperate hope that maybe, just maybe, this wasn't the end. Sierra broke the silence first, her voice calm but firm. We've been through a lot. Secrets, lies, drama, but, right? Now this is our chance to be honest. No more games. No more pretending. We either fix this or we lose everything. No one spoke immediately. Each person was wrestling with their own storms, afraid that the truth would be the final blow. Finally, Carly's voice cut through the silence. Look, I've been hurt. I've been betrayed by people I called friends. But I don't want this to be how we end." Bambi scoffed bitterly. "I don't know how you expect us to trust you after you threw phones and dropped all those bombshells on us." Ashley shifted nervously. "It's not just Carly. We all have things we've been hiding. I haven't been honest either." Carly's eyes locked onto Ashley's. "What exactly are you hiding?" Ashley swallowed hard and looked down, hesitating. Malik and I. It's complicated. It's been leaking information about us to that rival crew that wants to take everything we've worked for." The room instantly tightened, the weight of the revelation hanging heavily. Sierra's brows furrowed in disbelief. "Why didn't you say anything before?" Ashley's voice cracked. "I was scared. Malik threatened me, said if I told anyone I'd be out for good. I didn't know who else to trust." Carly slammed her fist on the table, frustration boiling over. "So you were playing both sides this whole time? How is that friendship?" Before Ashley could respond, the front door suddenly swung open with a loud bang. Malik stood there, his presence dark and ominous, his eyes scanning the room with a cold sneer. "Nice to see everyone," Malik said sarcastically. Everyone froze. "Malik, what are you doing here?" Carly demanded, standing up to face him. Malik's grin widened. "I came to finish this once and for all." The tension exploded like a powder keg. Carly stepped forward, her voice sharp and defiant. "You want a war? You've got one." Malik pulled out his phone and hit play. The screen showed footage of Ashley meeting with the rival group. Handing over confidential information, Ashley gasped, betrayal written all over her face. "Didn't think you'd play both sides, huh, Ashley?" Malik taunted. Carly positioned herself protectively in front of Ashley. "This ends now, Malik. You're done." Malik laughed, but his bravado faltered as the sharp sound of sirens pierced the air. Sierra had already called the cops the moment. Malik stepped inside. Malik cursed under his breath, attempting to flee. But police officers swiftly surrounded him and placed him in handcuffs. The sudden silence after Malik's arrest was almost deafening. The war zone had shifted, but the damage was done. Carly sank into the couch, exhausted but resolute. "We survived the worst. But this group won't ever be the same." Bambi looked away, bitterness still clinging to her voice. "Trust is broken, some wounds can't be healed." Ashley wiped tears from her cheeks, voice small. "I'm sorry for everything. I want to make things right." Sierra let out a heavy sigh. "Maybe we can rebuild, but only if we promise to be honest. No more secrets." For the first time in weeks, a fragile hope flickered in the room. Weeks passed, and the women finally met again, this time with cautious hope and new boundaries. The mansion's energy was different, less tense, more tentative, as if everyone was feeling out whether they could truly move forward. Carly stood, taking a moment to gather her thoughts before addressing the group. "This war zone tested us in ways none of us expected. It showed us who we really are and who we want to be." Sierra nodded. "We're not perfect. None of us are. But maybe that's okay." Ashley added quietly, "What matters now is that we don't repeat the past." Bambi looked around, her usual sharp edges softened slightly. "We survived the war zone. Now, maybe it's time to build something new, something better." The group exchanged looks. They weren't back to where they started, but there was a new determination in their eyes. Later that night, Carly sat alone in her room, scrolling through messages on her phone. The drama was far from over, but she had learned a hard lesson. Transparency was the only way out of the chaos. She received a text from Sierra. "We got this. One step at a time." Carly smiled faintly, feeling a spark of hope. Over the following weeks, the women threw themselves into their work, music, business deals, and rebuilding their fractured friendships. But the past wasn't easily forgotten. At one point, Bambi confronted Carly about her decision to still do business with Kai, a man who had been at the center of much of the drama. "Why are you still involved with him?" Bambi demanded. Carly met her gaze evenly. "'Cause I won't let fear control me. I'm doing what's best for me and my career." You don't have to like it, but it's my choice." The tension between them was palpable, but neither wanted to ignite another fight in another heated moment. Ashley admitted she was still struggling with the fallout from Malik's betrayal. "I feel like I lost everything," she confessed to Sierra. Sierra hugged her tightly. "You didn't lose everything? You have us, and you still have your talent. We're going to help you rebuild." Meanwhile, Malik's arrest made waves across social media, with fans and critics alike weighing in. Some sided with Carly and her group, praising their strength and resilience. Others took Malik's side, stirring more controversy through it all. Carly kept her focus on her music, her business, and her healing in the season's final scene. The group gathered for a new project, a music video shoot symbolizing their rebirth from the ashes of their drama as cameras rolled. Carly looked around at her friends, no longer allies in conflict, but sisters in survival. She knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy. There would be new challenges, new battles, but for the first time in a long time, she felt ready. Because even in the darkest war zone, there's always a way forward. If you loved diving deep into this explosive love and hip-hop war zone, make sure you hit that like button right now. Your support means the world and helps us bring you even more jaw-dropping drama and behind-the-scenes exclusives. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update from the hottest reality show breakdowns, exclusive interviews, and all the tea on your favorite stars. Got thoughts on Carly's bombshell secrets or Malik's shocking betrayal? Drop your reactions and opinions in the comments below. We want to hear what you think. Who do you stand with? Who's the real winner or loser in this war zone? Let's get the conversation started. If you're craving even more drama, check out the playlist linked in the description for all parts of this explosive saga and other love and hip-hop battles. And hey, if you want exclusive content, early access, and special giveaways, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description. Stay tuned, stay real, and keep it locked here for everything love and hip-hop.